Hello everyone and welcome to my egg hatching Sacred Gold Egglocke Q&A sort of thing. I should have really said Sacred Gold Egglocke egg hatching Q&A, that's the one. I'm doing this post commentary and all the egg hatching is going on screen now, so really it's just sort of to listen to. You can watch the video if you want to see your egg pop up or just to see what other sort of things we could have got during the egglocke, but I decided I'd do post com because I would get very distracted doing the actual thing, like answering questions while hatching the eggs. Anyway. Got the questions here, I'm just going to go through them all, and I'm going to be speeding up, or I'm going to have sped up or slowed down the egg hatching, just depending on how long I actually take to do this. So yeah, I haven't actually hatched the eggs yet, so okay, so first question is, how many Pokemon do you think you'd lose? Why do you think you lost as many as you did? I didn't actually have any idea how many I think I would lose, because I hadn't played, I played Volt White 2, but that was a while ago. I hadn't played Sacred Gold before, I didn't know quite how hard it was. Yeah, I lost a few more I liked. Why do we think I lost as many as I did? Explosion and critical hits mainly it was, which really sucked, but that's just the way it worked. Next question is, what was my favourite Generation 6 Pokemon and why? Oh god, this is hard, I can't do favourites. I would probably say it is... let's go with Yveltal, because it really does look pretty cool, and seeing its shiny form, it's a pretty cool shiny form as well, but it's in the middle really. Someone asked what was my favourite Mega Evolution and why. Oh, I haven't used them all quite yet, so I wouldn't really want to say too much, but I quite like Charizard. Why? Because Charizard's one of my favourite fire types, and that Mega Evolution of it just makes it really beastie. The same person asked, what was my favourite Pokemon of all time and why? It is Elekid, and the story is, I was playing when I was younger, I was playing with Fire Red, had an Electabuzz and probably a Ditto in the daycare, just hatching eggs. And I didn't know, because this is before the internet was sort of big and I was on the internet, etc. I didn't know that Elekid was a pre-evolution of Electabuzz, so you imagine my surprise when an Elekid hatched in the egg instead of the Electabuzz. And that sort of moment just, I don't know, I remember that moment really strongly, and that's really just why it's my favourite Pokemon. What is my favourite generation, someone asks? It's probably Generation 4, because I did love Diamond, Pearl, Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver with the following Pokemon and stuff. It was just amazing. Someone else asks, will you battle me? Why or why not? Now you have to answer. Well, I get people asking to battle all the time. Generally I don't, because I'm always busy. If I'm looking for battles, I will say, you know, I'll tweet out on Twitter, say, looking for battles guys, send me your friend codes. So that's another reason why you should follow me on Twitter, the link in the description below. But that's, yeah, same time I will really do it. I'll hopefully do it some more in the future, but at the moment I've been quite busy recently. But, you know, when people ask me for battle, I don't generally say yes, because I'm always busy, I'm always trying to do something, and battles just really distract me, or if I'm doing something else when I'm battling, I always lose, I don't concentrate, etc., so I always end up losing the battle. Someone asks, best soundtrack or music from Pokemon X and Y? I'd have to say it's the Hall of Fame music, because it's just like, it's like the sort of the music you would stand up, like, yes, we won, etc. Someone asks, you haven't added me, I haven't given you my egg yet. It's about the egglocke. Well, I'm still doing the training for the egglocke, guys, don't worry. There's still, look at my list now, it's probably still 200, oh no, still over 315 entries on the spreadsheet, so that's fun. I will be doing it, even after I've started the egglocke, I'll still finish off some trades, stuff like that. So don't worry guys, just be online as much as you can pretty much. Grace asks, what's my favourite shiny Pokemon? I don't have any particular ones because I love them all, but I'd probably say off the top of my head that, I don't know, for Generation 6 wise, I really like Heliolisk's shiny, because it's like a red colour. It's like it goes from bright yellow to bright red, which is a really stark contrast. I don't know, I just quite like it a lot there. Adrian asks, how's my puppy? She's not too bad, she's biting a lot, got some scars, not really scars, just battle wounds on my fingers and hands, which is that's because I play with her, you know, if I didn't actually play with her I wouldn't get the bites. She doesn't bite just out all the time, it's just when I'm playing with her. But yeah, she's not too bad. Kevin asks, if you could kick someone out of Lumio Station, who would it be and why? I can't answer that question. What? I'm not answering the question. I wouldn't kick anyone out. Even if I could, I would not kick anyone out. We're a perfect team. So yeah, everyone covers every base. Marvel asks, which was my favourite Pokemon of the Nuzlocke? Probably Rebecca, because she really just stood out for me. She lasted for quite a while, and obviously was one of the 2 surviving Pokemon, so yeah. He then asks again, What is my next series going to be? It's going to be a Pokemon Y Egglocke, as I've sort of mentioned already in this video, and you should really know about that anyway. Delight Wolf asks, do I know any Danish words? Nope, that's the answer to that. Arthur asks, what's my favourite Pokemon? That'd be Elekid. Gamer Trot says, first off, thanks for representing the Brits, and what part of the UK are you in? Why did you start Let's Playing? What's your favourite Pokemon of all time? Out of any gen, what is your favourite legendary? And that's all I really got. Really thanks. I'm fine. I'm fine representing the Brits, the British. I don't know what part of the UK I'm in. I'm in Bristol area. For those of you who know what Britain looks like and stuff like that. Why did I start Let's Playing? I can't remember really. A combination of I was bored, I've done it before in the past, I thought I'd give it another shot, pretty much. Favourite Pokemon, Elekid, and my favourite legendary, oh dear, possibly Dialga, because I did buy Pokemon Diamond myself, so that was really a sort of a big legendary for me, I guess. It's my first game I bought myself. The Unknown King asks, will I do any ROM hacks? I keep meaning to do ROM hacks, but then like every time I get to the end of a series, I always have a great idea for another one. So hopefully in the future I will, but we'll have to see. You guys will have to suggest some for me. Someone asked, do I Pokegen? The only things I Pokegen for are stuff to give away, and that's it. I don't Pokegen competitive Pokemon at all. I breed them myself, or I trade to get shiny ones, etc. Shazam asks, how did I get into Pokemon? My parents bought me the first game, or Fire Red, not the first game, my first game, which is Pokemon Fire Red, and I just played on from there, pretty much. Your Gaming Highness asks, what was my favourite Generation 6 Pokemon and why? I've already said Yveltal, but I also like, who else do I like? Malamar's pretty decent as well. There's Chestnut, Greninja, there's so many good Pokemon in Generation 6 I like. Red Death asks again, what's my favourite Pokemon? Elekid. Toxic Hydra asks, question, Q&A, when did you start YouTube and why? I started YouTube January 2013, so just over a year ago, and why? Because I felt like trying it out again, you know, just thought I'd give it another shot. Bloodcorp asks, what are my 3 top Pokemon? Oh god, this is hard. I'm tired as well. Probably Elekid, Charizard, and one other who I'm undecided on, I have no idea. Let's go for... I've covered Electric and Fire, 2 of my favourite types. So I'll go for... oh, I don't know. No, we'll leave it blank, guys. It's going to be ambiguous. It can be whatever Pokemon I want, pretty much. Ross asked, do you think Mega Evolutions will be banned in competitive battling? Well, we've had 2 or 3 already banned. I don't really see any more getting banned, apart from possibly Mega Mawile by Smogon would be the only other option, but really I don't see anything else getting banned like the Charizards or Venusaur or anything, because they're not too powerful, really. Mohammed asks, if you could be a gym leader, what type would you use? I would either use fire or electric types, possibly electric, possibly fire, I'm not quite sure. Wolfang is asking, what am I studying at university? I haven't started university yet, I'm starting in September, but I'm probably studying computer science. Kendra asks, who's my favourite gym leader? My favourite gym leader is probably... oh, Blaine maybe? Blaine or Volkner, because they're both fire and electric types, so... Akshat asks, do you watch football or soccer? If yes, which team do you support? No, I go nowhere near that side. Nowhere near at all. Dylan asks, what would you want a Pokemon to have an appearance that could be changed like Furfrou? If so, what Pokemon would it be? Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know, I guess Rotom is a similar Pokemon because you can actually change its appearance, sort of like that, but I guess you mean like... you could possibly look at a Pokemon you customize, you know, the one you could add a hat to maybe, or, you know, just customize your Pokemon in general. Just add a bit more personality to them. Diamond Wears asks, what is my family situation? Do you have brothers or sisters? I have one brother, he's 2 years younger than me and he's quite annoying. Added says, do you like every generation? Pretty much, I don't really have any quarrels about any of them in particular. Sarah asks, why are you so handsome? Well, I don't know. You tell me, why am I so handsome? I don't know, I'm not handsome at all. Parker Goads asks, what's my idea for future games? Well, you can just watch future Pokemon for that whenever it comes out, hopefully soon. I need to get that sorted out, really. But you'll hear about more of that in that series. Future games, maybe something on the Wii U, maybe, or something that can, you know, a 3D, obviously, we got 3D already, but a 3D environment rather than just 3D battles. Tony asks, how much do you like Egglocks? A lot, because it always gets you guys involved. Crafted Tom Lion asks, do you have I can't read. Do you have an idea for any new Pokemon or legendary? A fire electric type Pokemon, apart from Rotom Heat. I'm not quite sure what it would be though. Possibly something like a lion, it comes to mind. Just a combination of Luxray and Pyroar, pretty much. He asks, would I like to go to space? Well, I thought I did, but then I watched Gravity, and that was short now. I don't know, yeah, going to space would be pretty cool. Obviously a bit, you know, is it safe or not? But yeah, I would go to space, yeah, I would like to, but probably won't, so. Which Pokemon do you think most deserves a Mega Evolution? We can probably guess this one. Electivire, yes, Electivire is a beast. I don't know if it most deserves it, but I would quite like to see Electivire get a Mega Evolution, because I'm going to use it quite a lot in competitive, and it's pretty powerful already, but the Mega Evolution will just give it a bit of an extra boost. Maybe if you gave it some higher defense stats, might, you know, do something like that, I'm not sure. Yeah, Cross-Tonals. Did you / do you enjoy watching the Olympics? If so, what was your favourite event? I didn't particularly watch the Winter Olympics or the Olympics back in 2012, and I don't really have a favourite event, so I can't really answer that question. Melvin asks, what's my all-time favourite Pokemon? Elekid. Joel says, if you're a gym leader, what would your type be and what Pokemon would you use? Fire Electric type, one of those, and Electivire, Charizard if I was a fire type, and just, I don't know, Magmortar if I was a fire type. Luxray if I was an electric type, etc. Just stuff like that, yeah. The OP Chickens out asks, when are you trading the eggs? I've sent one and I've sent the form. I'm trading them whenever I can, pretty much. When I'll be online all the time, I go online, I see who's online, I trade with who I can trade with, I'll go back out to their friends, delete those friends, add some more on, go back in, see if anyone else is online, you know, stuff like that. So I'm just on a majority of the time. However, I'm going back to college tomorrow, so possibly less time now. Aaron asks for my favourite and least favourite starter. Favourite being Charmander, least favourite... Oh god, I like them all. Possibly Chikorita, but I do quite like it anyway. It's just the one I like the least. Eric asks, are you going to trade with me at some point? Yeah, when I get around to it, when you're online and I'm online at the same time. And then he says, don't read the last one, real question, are you going to trade with me? I have everything for the Egglocke. Yeah, I will be trading at some point, I just need to be online at the same time you are, so just be online as much as you can. Pokebaseball says, do you think you will ever begin doing countdowns or top 10s? Well, I've done top 10s in the past, we did 1 or 2, but I don't know, it sort of phased out. I didn't really like it because I'm not an opinionated person, so it's hard for me to do top 10s. And countdowns, if you mean top 10, like a countdown of my top 10 Pokemon, well, it's the same thing, but if you mean countdown, like, I don't know, the only other thing countdown means to me is possibly Giancarlo Paramango's X and Y countdowns. When the new games are revealed, or the next games, possibly the Ruby Sapphire sequel, Ruby Sapphire remakes, or the XY sequel, I will be starting up a proper series on it. A proper sort of, you know, whenever, a proper news series, I guess you could call it. Not just what I've been doing for X and Y, like an X and Y update or an X and Y video, just every now and again. I make it a proper one, have a proper logo and stuff like that, so when the new games are actually revealed, I have someone very quickly make me some like graphics for that, and so I can sort of, you know, hopefully you guys will just have to stay tuned to that show for all the information on the new games, whatever they may be. Shun Ketchum says, will you play Pixelmon? I used to play Minecraft quite a lot, but not anymore because I don't know, I don't have time to play Minecraft, but I've never played Pixelmon itself. Zephlux asks, which Pokemon are you hoping to hatch for this run? There's a few I've caught. You know, some are honours to Pokemon from the Sacred Gold Egglocke. Some of them are just fun and funny to actually see and like possibly get. I mean, some of the ones I received already. We've got sorry, Ty. We've got Stormageddon, who is a reference to a Doctor Who episode. Who else we got? Just looking at references here. We've got loads of ones, and I also see one on the list is Napion, which I really want to hatch that one because obviously an Umbreon I piss Nappy off so much. It'd be awesome. Favorite hold item? Ooh, I quite like I guess the Life Orb. Beaches or mountains? Beaches. Someone just says titties, so that's obviously a very constructive comment there. The Lucky Fennekin asks, what's my favourite Pokemon generation? Generation 4, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver. No more needs to be said. Elias asks, do I like jelly babies? Indeed I do, they're lush. Lego Dark Lucario, would you ever consider playing Pixelmon? I don't know if I do it as a series on the channel or not, but I don't have time at the moment to start a thing. Maybe over the summer when I have some more time, who knows. Detail Productions asks, if you could choose 3 Pokemon to live with you in real life, who would they be? Eevee, because it's more like a dog, so it's an actual companion. Eevee then possibly evolve into Umbreon, or a similar Umbreon, or possibly, not Sylveon, Umbreon, or like Jolteon, Flareon, or something like that. So a lifelong partner. Electivire, because he's a beast. and possibly an Elekid as well, I'm not quite sure, if not Elekid Charizard. Favourite generation, Gen 4. How do you record your 3DS? What capture card? I have 2 capture cards, one from Katsukity and one from Loopy. The one I use the majority of the time is Katsukity's, however I've had loads of problems with that recently. On the stream the other night for the Egglocke trading, they disconnected like 4 times, so I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last, if it will last at all, because yeah, Katsukity's I know just break a lot, so it's really going to suck if it actually breaks. Because then I have to decide whether to get another one from Katsukity, because Katsukity has the better build, because you can actually get a 3DS XL, whereas Loopy's is just a normal 3DS, and there's no extra addition, unlike there is on Loopy's. But I don't know, I'll see how it goes. Ryan Boland asking, does anyone have a Landorus? No. The Bug Mania asks, how long have you been playing Pokemon? It must be 10 years or so. 10 years, 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. Matthew Grover asks, is Yan Magadon, yeah, a good name for my shiny Yang Mega? I guess it's a combination of Yanma / Yang Mega and Armageddon. It doesn't quite fit though, because it's Armageddon, whereas yours is like Yan Mageddon. So I don't know, I can't say it very well, so it's not really up for me to decide. General Clinkton says, if any Pokemon could make it in Super Smash Bros. 4, who would it be? I have never played any of the Super Smash Bros. Or whatever they're called. So I wouldn't know, but let's say Electivire again. Bethany's asking, will you ever play Pokemon Conquest? It's such a fun game. I've never played it myself. I might end up getting some sort of the game, and not necessarily let's playing it, but playing it myself. I don't know. Multi Frank asks, how far are you from Hoodlum, Scrafty, Game Boy, Luke and the Exiles? I guess you mean in distance in the UK. Well, I'm not going to give away their locations. I know Canham's up in Scotland, so it's quite far away. That'd be like a day drive. Not 24-hour drive, but you know, drive up in a day. Luke is he's probably about an hour or so away from me, and the Exiles are in London area sort of thing. So that's a 2 or 3 hour drive there. Cliff asks, what's my favourite year of school? Well, each new one I have is my favourite year, so this is probably my favourite year of school actually, just because I grow up every year seems to get better. Philip asks, if you could have a member of the Elekid evolutionary line, who would it be and what moves would you have on it? I guess Elekid. Thunder Punch, Cross Chop, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. Can I learn Earthquake? I'm not quite sure if I can learn Earthquake or not. If not Earthquake, something like Fire Punch if I can learn it. Fit then asks again, if you could have a member of the Magby evolutionary line, who would it be and what moves you have on it? I would have Magmar, because Tit Duck. I guess I have like, I don't know, Fire Punch, Flamethrower, I don't quite know what moves it has, so stuff like that. General Clinkton then says again, if you have any Pokemon join Super Smash Bros. 4, who would you choose? Again, Electivire. Jonathan asks, top 5 favourite films? Ooh, that's really hard because I don't have favourites again. Lord of the Rings has got to be there somewhere. Hobbit is probably number 1 at the moment because Desolation of Smell was an awesome film. What else can be there? Yes Man is a pretty decent film as well. I don't really know what else I would choose there. There's some favourite films there. Mudkip asks, what's my opinion on the current political events in the obscure city of Bobalobalobalobalobalobalo? Or do you like gravy and bread? I don't know. Gravy and bread, not on its own, but gravy's alright, bread's alright. Eric asks, what's my favourite Pokemon? Why? What was your favourite Pokemon to use in the Egglocke? What's your favourite lock format? My favourite Pokemon is Elekid, because what I explained earlier. My favourite Pokemon to use in the Egglocke was again Rebecca, or possibly like Swagzor, or Nexash, because they were there for quite a while. And my favourite lock format has to be the Egglocke, because it gets you guys involved so much. Destroyer of Oblivion asks, watch The Walking Dead, play any games other than Pokemon? I do indeed watch The Walking Dead. It's probably my favourite TV show at the moment, in competition with How I Met Your Mother. But I do watch it, I love it. You know, I'm watching it every single day after it comes out. It goes up in America at like 2 AM, 3 AM in the morning, my time, and I have to grab it when I get home from school the next day. Any games other than Pokemon? Not particularly at the moment, because I'm really stretched for time, but I do have loads of games on Steam. Played Call of Duty in the past, played Zelda. I just need some more time to play all the games. Lion King asks, what's my opinion on religion? I'll not get too much into it, because I think that stuff should be kept off of YouTube and sort of, you know, it's personal rather than YouTube life. But you know, if someone believes in God, that's fair enough. If they don't believe in God, that's fair enough. You can believe what you want to. JJ Gamers MC asks, what's my favourite Pokemon? Elekid. Rashane asks, which type among starters is your favourite? Grass, fire or water? That'd be fire again. Digital Rag 3X asks, are you homosexual? No, I am heterosexual. Chrissy G asks, what's my opinion on the new power save for 3DS to hack unreleased things into Pokemon X and Y? Do you think it's interesting that they finally found out how to crack the 3DS, or do you think they should have left alone? Well, whether it was, it should have been left alone or not, I'm not too sure, but, you can get the power save if you want. You're just going to get the only things available to you, really, cheating the game, that's just ruining the fun for yourself, getting the Lati Stones early, which, was just getting them early. The only reason I got it was actually to show you guys, and the same with the Shiny Legends. The Shiny Legends aren't actually hurting anyone you having them, you just want to see the Shiny Legends. Creeper Hater asks, how does one integral? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense there, but I might do an integration video in the future, possibly like 50k sub special. I can show you guys how to integrate, that'd be quite fun, I think. Little Sublime Master asks, 2 questions actually. 1, have you ever considered doing a Pokemon Chaos Black, Nuzlocke, Egglocke or Wedlock? I've never heard of Chaos Black, I'm guessing it's a ROM hack. I haven't considered it, no, because I've never heard of it. Number 2 is, everybody says that Game Freak are going to remake Home, but I believe they're going to do a remake of Red or Blue. Do you have any reason to back me up? Well, it's hard. I mean, I don't really see a Red Blue remake coming. I think it's got to be a Home remake. I don't see why they remake Red and Blue, because we just had the Kanto starters again. We've just had Mewtwo again. We just had loads of stuff to do with Kanto, so I don't quite know why they would then add another Kanto remake onto the end. Gull Koifi asks, do I want this cookie? Indeed I do. I shall take the cookie there and eat it. Super Strength Porygon asks, which Pokemon excluding legendaries would be the most useful in real life and why? That's a hard one. Pidgeot, because it can fly me everywhere. That would be quite helpful. And then Pokemon that can help put out fires. So, a strong Blastoise for putting out fires. And then possibly a Pokemon that has the power to grow fruit or something like that. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what Pokemon that would be, but there's probably one out there. So you get the idea there, guys. Zero Pokemon LPs 43 asks, who is my favourite character in the Pokemon anime other than Ash? I haven't watched a whole lot of X and Y, but from what I can tell, I think Serena's going to be a favourite character of mine if I finally get around to watching it, because she seems just like a very interesting character, whereas all the other companions, it's been like a basic, plain sort of thing. I don't know though. Tomas asks, favourite Pokemon? Elekid. Nicholas asks, how do you get started with YouTube? My first YouTube channel was like 5 years ago. So, I just sort of went on YouTube, made a channel, that was it. But this YouTube channel, I mentioned already, just sort of wants to try it out again. Suyoi asks, which Pokemon excluding or including evolutions or branches would you never want to use, competitively or otherwise? Interesting, I had no idea. What would I never want to use? Let's give it like Volbeat or Illumise, I guess. Do you have any Pokemon that you do not use on principle in regular gameplays? Are you overused, use them often in other generations, generally broken, rubbish? I've never really done wife battling or competitive before, so I can't really, use them often in other generations. Overused, I don't really use too many Pokemon like that. I mean, I always circle my teams around, so it's not always the same. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Ven asks, are there aliens living in space? I believe so. There has to be somewhere. Lyoko fan says, why is your channel named The One Integral? Well, I was making a channel and I thought, what am I good at? I'm good at maths. Technical stuff. What's a bit of maths? Integration is a process in maths. So I just added the 1 on the front, and that sounded like a good name, and that was that. Tree Trunker says, how do you spell foreplay? Wow, I'm not even going to answer that. Zachary asks, what do you think about the Home remakes? I'm actually really excited for them whenever they're going to be revealed or released or whatever, because I think they're going to be pretty damn cool. Bob asks, do you play by Smogon's rules? Every now and again I do, but it's not. I don't religiously obey them. He also asks, am I having fun hatching all the eggs? I haven't actually hatched any of the eggs yet because, well, they're hatching in the egglocke. But towards the end of the egglocke, I will be hatching all the eggs, so that's going to be very fun. Samantha asks, which top 5 Pokemon do you hope to get from these eggs? Well, I've already mentioned Napion. I hope to get an Elekid somewhere along the line. Hopefully a Chimchar for Swagzor. Last 2 Pokemon. I don't particularly want any certain Pokemon, but I want a nice wide range of types. Because in the Sacred Gold Egglocke, we kept getting fire types and normal types, and we just had like the same Pokemon over and over again. So I'd like to see a nice mix. We get dragon types, fairy types, everything like that. I think it'd be really cool. Game Master 7 asks, What 3DS capture card would you recommend? I'm hoping to record some Pokemon Wi-Fi battles in the future, and I need a 3DS capture card that's reliable but not extremely expensive. If you're looking for one that's reliable, definitely get Loopies. So, you know, there's only two sites, you can easily find out which one's which, but if you're looking for something that's reliable, don't get Katsuki's, because, you know, Callum's and the Heated Mo's has recently broken, so, yeah, that's that. Mine might break soon as well, which obviously means not reliable, since I've only had it since before, no, since October, it must have been November or December time I actually got it, so not even that long, 2 or 3 months I've had it, and it's almost broken, which really sucks. Pokegarch asks, my favourite shiny Pokemon, all of them, because they're all shiny. He also asks, how old am I? I am 17, due to turn 18 in June. Little Jack Ipswich was, what was the worst part in any of your series? I guess we'll talk about the Sacred Gold Egglocke, since this is the question and answer for it. We'll look at the time we had to battle Lyra in Goldenrod City, and she destroyed our team, killing 4 of our Pokemon. That was a down point. DVD CSTRJN asks, which 10 are my fave? I guess I mean Pokemon. Well, I've already mentioned some of them, so I'll leave you to that there. Best Star Cresswell says, where do you catch Mew? You can't catch it, it's from events only. Or, well, yeah, pretty much just events only. What other Mega Evolutions should be given to weaker Pokemon? I just think all the starter Pokemon should get Mega Evos, because Blaziken got it, but what happened to Sceptile and Swampert? They didn't get them. What's happening? The Legendary Hero is asking, can I battle them on Showdown one day? Sort of like the Wi-Fi battles, I'll announce when I'm doing battles on Showdown on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter, and if I'm saying, you know, I'm accepting challenges on Showdown, that's when I'll accept challenges on Showdown. Craig says, or asks, I haven't managed to send you an egg yet, I'm wondering if you're still able to get the egg to you, or if you aren't taking eggs anymore. You can certainly go to the egg submission video and fill out the form. It'll just take me quite a while to actually get down to you, so you might get your egg in during the Egglocke, we'll just have to see. Alex says, when can I send you an egg? I've been waiting forever. Well, that's because other people have been so slow, being or not online, or have not been replying to my requests, or something like that. So just hang around, and I'll get it eventually. Bolo Lorg asks, who is my favourite event legendary and why? Event legendary, I'm probably going to have to say for this, Genesect, because it is pretty cool how it can sort of move its body around, and it's very mechanical, and stuff like that. Legos asks, favourite generation for story, Pokemon and crime organisation. Story-wise, I might have to say Generation 6, because it did actually have a meaningful story. Pokemon-wise, I have to say Generation 4, I guess, because there was a lot of Pokemon I liked in there. Crime organisation, possibly Generation 1, just Team Rocket. Lego Explosion asks, who was the most disappointing Pokemon you've ever used? I guess you mean on the Egglocke. There wasn't really any disappointing Pokemon on the Egglocke. What about... I don't know, disappointing. Something that hasn't lived up to my expectations. Possibly something like... no, I don't know. I just don't know. My least favourite gym leader... Oh, God, why are these questions so hard to answer? I don't know what it would be. I like all the gym leaders, to be honest. Matthew Tremblay asks, what was my first Pokemon game? It was Pokemon Fire Red. Thomas Rose asks, do I watch anime, or the anime rather? No, I don't watch the anime too much. Do I like the anime? I might like X and Y if I watch it a bit more, but I didn't really like the ones before that, so who knows. How old am I? 17. What was my real first name? It's Matt. And why did you start making YouTube videos? Because I just felt like giving it a go, pretty much, and getting out there, yes. Stealthy Greninja asks, what was my favourite Doctor Who doctor? So, it'd be Matt Smith, because he has the same name as me, and he's pretty quirky, or was pretty quirky, rather. Smash Like Beartick asks, in the new Pokemon, new Let's Play Pokemon Y Egglocke, will I be doing long episodes? I'll probably keep the episodes about half an hour still, because I know a lot of people complain about half-hour episodes anyway, and I don't want to go all the way up to an hour or 45 minutes or something like that, because, you know, some people will complain there again. Also, when I get the Latios and Latias Megastones where I record a video in the Wi-Fi battle, I can't actually do a proper Wi-Fi battle, I don't think, because they're banned in Wi-Fi battles online. So I can't really do that. And one more, would I be able to do a Pokemon Soul Silver Randomizer Nuzlocke, or Wedlock rather? Probably not off the bat, but I will be doing a Pokemon Soul Silver Randomizer Nuzlocke at some point, when I do the co-op with whoever I actually do it with at that point. Jack asks, what's my favourite tier to play in for competitive? I guess OU. The same one I've really played in too much. I don't always go by tiers, I just use what I want to use, so... Jesus Santana asks, do I think IV should be taken off the game and just leave nature and characteristics to determine the Pokemon's strengths and weaknesses? Most people just generate perfect IV Pokemon anyway, and people with a lot of time can, but in my case I don't have that much time to play, and it took me 3 months of hatching to get 2 perfect IV Pokemon. Now online play, which is a big part of the game, is awful to me because of not having strong enough Pokemon. That is, yeah. Well, I think if they took IVs off the game, that would just, it would be, yeah, it'd be very, because then you would have each Pokemon, instead of having, hundreds and thousands of possibilities of how many, what stats could be, because it could have like 0 IVs and everything, or 31 IVs and everything, or a mix of them. It would just be like, this Pokemon has a bold nature, or whatever nature, so it would be very, very plain if it did that. I get what you're saying about not having enough time, but I don't know really. Smithy asks, how long will it take to get everyone's egg, and how are you going to do that? Well, we've done it for ages. You guys should know how to do that already, so. What is my favourite Pokemon in all the regions? Electivire / Etiquette, I guess. Scribbling Taylor asks, ever been disappointed with a gym or Elite Four battle? Not really, not that I know of. Riley asks, favourite Pokemon? Elekid. Shadow the Knight rather asks, Smogon or VGC? Opinion on one versus the other? Smogon, because I never played VGC so far, so. My opinion on the Smogon bans? I mean, okay, it's fair enough. It's done by usability, I think. So, they've been banned, that's fair enough. You don't always have to go by Smogon's rules if you don't agree with them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. How old am I? 17. What was my favourite memory as a child? Probably the Elekid hatching, like I mentioned earlier. What do I think Ruby and Sapphire's remakes will be called? I don't know. Possibly like Raging Ruby and Soothing Sapphire, something like that. So, one's about destruction, maybe the storyline's meant to be like Groudon's going to destroy everything, or Groudon's going to make more land, Kyogre's going to make more sea, maybe like Ruby's going to be about destruction, and then, Sapphire's going to be about something else, I don't know. What's my favourite Pokemon move? Earthquake, I guess. I don't know why. Michael asks, what's my opinion on Mega Latios or Latias after seeing footage of it? Well, I actually have them myself now, at this point. They are... I don't have the same cheating program as Smeelum. They're saying, you said you had the same cheating program as Smeelum, and I'm wondering how you got it and how you're able to hack Pokemon in. I didn't hack them in. There's a cheating device called Power Saves for 3DS. It's actually linked in my Latias video, and you can go and buy it yourself and just use it and get Latias stones very easily. Owen asks, thoughts on VGC battle rather than Smogon? Also, how old is your Taylor Swift loving brother? VGC battle rather than Smogon? I mean, I haven't played VGC, so I wouldn't know, really. And how old is he? He is 2 years younger than me, so he is 15, due to turn 16 in April. Fearless Gaming asks, do penguins have knees? Not that I know of. Mr. Noslil, sorry, I butchered that name. What is the meaning of life? Okay, no, but really, how do you think of your YouTube name, or was it something else? It was to do with what I'm good at and stuff like that. What is your top 10 favourite Pokemon in general? Electivire, Elekid, Charizard, stuff like that. And what's my least favourite Pokemon? I don't know, possibly Wobbuffet, because it's really annoying to battle. Cookie Lover asks, can I make a live stream where you try to get as many Pokemon in your Pokedex filled, or try to get shinies? I might end up doing some shiny live streams in the future when I have some more time. I'll probably do this on Twitch rather than YouTube, just to me, just chaining or hatching eggs, or just like running around as Friendify, something like that, just because, I need to do that, and I might as well stream it. And Mr. Nosley has done this huge paragraph. I don't want to read all that. Oh god, okay, let's do it. If we were to be in a Pokemon, what would it be? What region would we live in, and why? I'd be in Electivire, and I would live in Sinnoh region. On a scale of 1 to 20, how much of a Pokemon fan are you? 20. Who do you live up to in life? Myself. Are you a boy or a girl? Boy. Please tell me your name. Matt. Which Pokemon game do you like best? Oh god, I don't know. X and Y. Why do you have... This is like the speed questions. Why do I have the most questions in the comment section? Because you spammed it. No, it's all the same comment, guys, so... What are your opinions on the way Google Plus has changed YouTube? Bullshit. What was your weekly salary from YouTube? Not going to tell you that. If you could live in any country in the world other than your home country, where would it be and why? America. What does your shiny form look like? Same as my normal form, but shiny. That didn't make much sense, did it? No. What was my favourite colour? Orange. How many game consoles have you played in ever? Played on? I guess all of them. I've only ever owned a few though. Do you believe in ghosts and spirits? Possibly, I'm not sure. Do you think we're alone in the universe? No. Do you think Pokemon are real? Totes. What is your IQ? I'm not quite sure. I've never done a proper IQ test. What do you do outside of YouTube on a daily basis? YouTube. That's pretty much it. What was your favourite letter? M. What was your favourite legendary Pokemon? Let's go for Yveltal. What's your favourite move in Pokemon? Earthquake. What's your favourite unknown form? Exclamation mark or M. What are your thoughts on Mega Evolution? It's pretty badass. What are your thoughts on Nuzlocke? Fine, that's cool, yeah. Fine. What are your thoughts on the Mega Latias and their shiny forms? They are pretty cool, I wish they were slightly more different. What is your favourite Deoxys form to use? Probably attacking. Which is the Secret Generation 6 trio, Hooper, etc. do you like the best so far? Probably Volcanion. I just want to get in the game first. What is your favourite Pokemon type to use? Fire or Electric? Do you still live with your parents? Yep, they're right in the downstairs somewhere. What did you major in college? If you went to college, I haven't been to college yet. I'm going to college/university in September, and I'm going to be majoring in computer science. I guess that's what I'm majoring in. I'm going to be taking computer science. What is your favourite question to answer from all my questions? Who the hell knows? Lost of space. What is your favourite musical instrument? No idea, don't play any of them. How far on YouTube do you think you make it by now? I had no idea, literally, I had no idea when I started. I'm just absolutely surprised with how far I've come. When do you expect to die? Oh, that's a fun question. I don't know, soon. Do you think heaven and hell are real? Not quite sure about that. Is Pokemon your favourite thing to do? Yep. What would you be doing without YouTube? Playing games, pretty much. Just playing COD all the time, probably. What was your favourite meal to eat? I do like a burger and chips. How do you get any Pokemon? Parents bought me the first game. Why did you choose to make videos of Pokemon and not anything else? Because my first YouTube channel was Pokemon, and that's what I was playing at the time, so that's why I made that. So I thought, why not do some Pokemon again? What was your favourite Pokemon from this Egglocke? Probably Rebecca. Can you remember my name? It's Mr. Nozleo. Lost it again. Am I spamming you? Totes. What was your favourite game outside of Pokemon and how often do you play it? Probably Skyrim, but not that often. How bad were you as a kid? I'm still a kid. On a scale of 1 to 20, I was like 1. Do you wear glasses or contacts? Indeed I do, wear glasses. Is YouTube your main job? Yep, I don't actually have any other job apart from YouTube. Obviously I'm at 6th form still, so yeah. Should I stop asking questions now? Please. Thank you. Whew, that's the last one. Okay, let's carry on. What games do I play other than Pokemon? It's been so long since I actually played other games, I wouldn't know. If you like Eevee, then what is your favourite evolution? Probably Umbreon or Jolteon. Next Egglocke is Y. What is my favourite Generation 6 Pokemon and why? I mentioned already several of them. Diggersby, Yveltal, Greninja, Chestnut, etc. The Scrafty one asks, what was my favourite game to play beside Pokemon? Probably Skyrim. Ouija asks, what's my favourite Pokemon? Elekid. Patriots fan asks, what was your favourite first legendary Pokemon you ever caught, your first starter? First one I ever caught would have been probably Zapdos, I think, maybe? Yeah, Zapdos. My first starter was Charmander. What was my favourite shiny Mega Evolution? Oh god, let's go for Charizard Y. Tilda567 asks, do I like soccer? No. Tilda567 again, would you ever move to a different country when you're older? It's a possibility, I don't quite know though. He then asks, would you ever want to visit the US? Definitely. Sam Hayes asks, favourite Generation 6 Pokemon and your opinion on my favourite Pokemon in general? Lapras. My favourite Generation 6 one, I mentioned several of them, and Lapras is pretty cool as well, I do quite like Lapras. Rightus asks, what's my eye colour? It's brown. Then asks, what's my favourite Kalos Pokemon? There's 10 of these questions, brilliant. Favourite Kalos, mentioned several. Do I like potato chips / crisps? Yep, sure. What was your favourite Pokemon generation? Generation 4. What was my favourite water type gym leader? Probably Crash. No, Crash. What's his name? Waker Crash. Is it Waker Crash? You guys know what I'm thinking of. Sinnoh region, that's the one. What was your favourite gym badge design? Probably a fire type one, I don't quite know though. How long was your normal day? I get up at 7 and go to bed at like 12, maybe 1 in the morning, so it is like 18 hours long. Do you like Phantomp's design? Yeah, it is actually a pretty cool Pokemon. Looks like a root, definitely a ghostly root. Are Pokemon X one of the best games of the Pokemon franchise? Very possibly. And what was my opinion on Nokia Lumia phones? They're very old. Oh no, not very old. Nokia Lumia. I hear Nokia, I think old. I haven't got one myself, haven't actually seen them too much, so I wouldn't really want to give an opinion there. Royal Ruin Silver asks, what was the worst time an Egglocke has gone wrong? That'd be Lyra, back in Golden World City. Favourite region is Sinnoh, probably. Joyce asks, my most hated Pokemon is Bulba Fett, let's go for. Favourite shiny sprite, all of them. Louis the Terrier asks, have I ever caught a shiny before? Many of them, and if so, which game was it? I've got 2 in Fire Red Leaf Green, not hundreds, several in Diamond Pearl Platinum from chaining, and some other stuff too, I can't quite remember. I've got some in Kalos too. What's my favourite part of the Egglocke? Possibly just beating the champion or beating Red. Shiny Flareon asks, what are my favourite thoughts about Twitch Plays Pokemon and the fan stories? Don't know about the fan stories, but Twitch Plays Pokemon is really interesting to look at. I don't watch it too much, but it's an interesting venture.
Pim Benen asks, how old am I? I'm 17, 18 in June. Zachary asks, favourite Pokemon? Elekid. Dark Crusader asks, what was my favourite experience from being a YouTuber? Meeting everyone, all my fans, all my other YouTubers, meeting everyone that also likes Pokemon, because before I didn't really have any Pokemon friends, I guess. JT Gunman asks, have you ever had a girlfriend? Yep, two of them. One was 4 years ago, one was 3 years ago, that's it. Joanna asks, what was my first starter Pokemon and what game? Charmander in Fire Red. James asks, how old am I? 17. James again asks, favourite legendary? Yveltal, Rayquaza, Dialga. And then asks favourite generation? Generation 4. Hobdanium asks, what was my favourite Pokemon with a unique typing? I think let's go with Dialga, because it's a Steel Dragon type, and there's no more Steel Dragon types, and it is quite unique in that sense. Too Dumb to Live 82 asks, do I have a girlfriend? Not at the moment, no. And Ahmad asks, favourite Pokemon game would be X and Y. And that is all the questions, guys. Nice 40-minute video there. Whew, there's a lot of questions. I need a drink now. But yes, so concludes the Pokemon Sacred Gold Egglocke. I hope you all enjoyed the Egglocke, and be sure to look out for my Pokemon Y Egglocke. I have no idea when this video is going up, because I still have to record the egg hatching. But the initial date for the Y Egglocke is possibly next weekend. I'll have to see, but hopefully not too long, guys. Hopefully you're all looking forward to that. I certainly am, and I guess I will see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Egglocke. Goodbye, my friends.